Okay. I'm here. You can't see me. Yeah, you can. I am here. Hey, folks. Whoever we've got. Twitchers, twitchings, twitchlies, twitcherinos, twitchettes, twitchos. Twitchlianos? I don't know. Italian. Hey, Chantal. Never have too many Sharpies. I was visiting my dad on the weekend, and I brought shit to work with. And so I had to rebuild my desk inventory here, putting it all back. We're drawing Daredevil tonight. I actually drew Daredevil last year as well. But I want to do him again. Because I like the way that one turned out. I don't dislike that one. I actually drew that one because Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were supposed to be at Fan Expo, and then they weren't. And then they were supposed to be there again this year, and then they weren't. But the new Daredevil shows dropped, so I also did the Punisher. And I want to draw him in his like kind of homemade outfit, because honestly, I think it looks cooler than his like official outfit. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. Crack the bones. Oh, there we go. We're good to go. I have sort of a pose reference in mind, but I'm not gonna use it much. I'm gonna reference it more for his lower half. You know, like a bit of a mid-step kind of pose. It's gonna be similar. I feel like this will be a good companion to the Punisher one from last week. Appropriately so, hopefully. Already thinking, I already fucked it up. Drew that head a little small. You got more room to play with? Let's use it. Yes, that is true. That is also true. So I will try to not do that. Basically, I'm gonna give him this like forward walking pose, but I kind of want him twisted at the waist a little bit. That's the plan anyway. Technically this works, but it looks goofy as fuck. Maybe. Pull the waist up a little bit more. There, maybe. Do I like this? I don't know if I like this. Maybe I like it. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I don't, you know what? You know what? Boom. Oh, hi. Fancy seeing you here, Nerdsons. I don't like the pose. Wasn't feeling the pose. I'm gonna take another shot at the pose. What was that meme? You sent it to me, where it was like in a like elementary school yearbook or something, and it was like biggest fear, and a kid named Dylan was like the unstoppable hurdling towards our inevitable fate or something. That's what I should have said. You said what? Don't I? I think we're on a much better track here now. Can feel it. Thank you, me too. The other one was... I don't know. I don't even really know what it was. But it was something. I made that torso to leg ratio so a little off. I'm going to tweak that a bit. Yes. So. And the next kid on the page was like, "What's your biggest fear?" And he was like, and he said, "Dylan." All right, I think I'm digging this pose. I think. But I feel like I need to obsess over it a tiny bit more anyway. Nonetheless. Maybe not. No, maybe we're good with it now. You know what? I think we're good with it. So just lean right into this. Yes, very much. I think that was the key there. I am currently watching season 3 of Daredevil, by the way. The Netflix show. The only season I didn't see of its original run. So hopefully be caught up and I can watch the new stuff pretty soon. I think this one's 13 again. I think. But I may be just assuming because of the other ones. I don't know how long the new one is at Disney. Say, Meredith, have you seen the Daredevil hallway fight scene? That's exactly what I sent. It was a joke. I know you've seen it, yes. Because that's what we're drawing. I can't remember if it's come out before or not. Chantal, have you watched Daredevil? Or any of it? It's okay. Even as I was saying it, I was like, I feel like this isn't necessarily going to be very clear. With not enough context given. This is the inspiration for this is the hallway fight with them kind of battered up, but I'm adding some extra tears and stuff from what was actually in there. You could argue the second season actually has 2 such scenes, one for Daredevil and one for Punisher, and you could argue that the Punisher one is in a hallway, but it's a hallway in a prison block. That's a very different flavor, and different flavor again from the one that happens in a prison that I told you about from season 3 as well. What do you mean? No, you have then. Or wait, or am I missing that? Haven't what? The scene I was referring to, you have seen. That was the... Also, by the way, this joke is entirely my fault. This one got away from me. It was all in the delivery, I promise. Oh, no. We've already gone over that part. Thought I was losing it for a second there. I'm like, Dylan, we talked about this. I think we're already ready to ink, guys. The inking is ready to commence. Why do we even have that lever? This might turn out to be a pretty quick one because he's a lot of just pure black. Tomorrow night though is probably going to be a longer one, so I'm okay with this. Tomorrow night it's just going to be a single character again, but I foresee detailing challenges. actually brings back the kind of homemade look in season 3, which I really dig. But I feel like it looks better. I think it fits them better. Like they changed the way they like made the mask, folded the mask, or whatever it is. Looks more comfortable on him, honestly. I think what's cool about Daredevil, and this is maybe appealing to kids as well, is he's a much more achievable superhero goal because there's lots of different ways that you can blind yourself with common household items. So it's actually a very, it's a very grounded, realistic hero goal. And he gets his shit kicked out of him all the time as well, which is also pretty achievable, really. It takes very little training. Feel better being saved by someone who looked comfy, less of an inconvenience. He's the Mr. Magoo of superheroes. My introduction to Daredevil actually was the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. Guest starred on that. Maybe been a couple episodes, in fact. And I think he guest starred on the Fantastic Four cartoon as well. there was Ben Affleck. And honestly, I don't actually think the Affleck movie was all that bad. Although the key with the Ben Affleck one is to watch the director's cut. Because the director's cut has it has an actual what's the word? A plot. There's this whole thing in the director's cut with because he's a lawyer and stuff, and he's investigating. He's helping this character played by Coolio, actually, who's been wrongfully accused of a murder. And while investigating that, he is able to finally incriminate Kingpin. And it's a pretty significant part of the character historically, his lawyer life. And it just adds a lot more texture and interest to the whole thing. And it's just almost film noirish kind of detective story to it. In the theatrical version, the producers requested that all that stuff get cut out because they were like, no one wants to see that. They just want to see the characters fighting. So they made it just about the characters fighting. Which the first time I saw it, I didn't mind it. But then I saw the director's cut and I was like, this is so much better. What the hell were they thinking? There's definitely some cheesy stuff in it that I don't think is aged necessarily the best. And some maybe questionable CGI. But yeah. But then they eventually released the if it wasn't obvious, I didn't say it, but I guess it'd be obvious from the fact that I've seen it, they did eventually release it. And it was significantly better. I actually think that movie was a bit ahead of its time as well, though, because they were really pushing the rating boundary there. It was almost an R-rated movie. In fact, the director's cut actually is R-rated, but it didn't need to be. So they still could have had their PG-13 movie and kept all that stuff in there. But kind of surprising for a superhero movie of that time. Especially in the wake of X-Men and Spider-Man being so successful. I think they want to sell as many of those tickets as they can. They want to get the kids in there and sell some toys and stuff. Most of them are PG-13. But the Daredevil series, if it had a regular movie rating, would be rated R. And as far as I know, the new one does. And same thing with the Punisher one. But Deadpool and Wolf, all the Deadpool movies. Well, if we're talking official Marvel, the only R-rated one they put out is Deadpool and Wolverine. But other Marvel characters that were controlled by other studios, either still or at one time, would be the first two Deadpools. They were R-rated. Logan was R-rated. I think that's it. Like I said, the director's cut of Deadpool. I think there's a director's cut of one of the other Wolverine movies that was R-rated as well, but usually they're PG-13. And they're always like ridiculous. It's kind of the here's what I think is the weirdest, maybe the weirdest censorship story I've ever heard, and coincidentally, it is another Marvel-related one. It's from the second X-Men movie. And I remember watching the bonus features on the DVD when I got that, and it had the deleted scenes. And one of the deleted scenes was when the school gets attacked, and one of the like SWAT guys or whatever kind of encounters Wolverine for the first time, and Wolverine like stabs him through the chest. He's like screaming in his face, which is in the movie. So when it showed up on the director's, or sorry, in the deleted scenes, I was like, why is this here? This was in the movie. And then I watched the scene again with the commentary on it, and apparently the difference was that the version in the deleted scenes was like 8 frames longer or something, and the reason is because so he stabs this guy through the chest with all 6 of his blades, and he's screaming in his face the entire time. And the ratings board or whatever wanted to give it an R rating because of the way he screams in his face. So they cut like 8 seconds out of the shot so that the scream doesn't stay on the screen for as long. And then the censors were like, okay, we'll give you PG-13. Still stabs the guy with 6 blades in the chest in both versions, but he screams for 8 frames less, so not even a full second. I might be getting the number wrong, but I think it was less than a second. I think it was literally counting it in frames. And that was like, just like, gotta be the weirdest one I've heard. Although, them beeping out the word condoms on Hollywood Squares when I was a kid also struck me as weird. Don't want those kids learning about safe sex now. I guess. I guess that's maybe the thought process there. But I mean, he's still screaming pretty aggressively in both versions, just for slightly less time. more than yes. Start the timer. All right, bottle up with left, boys. Some weirdness with those fingers, but it's cool. No one needs to know. But I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel like a thought flashed and then it was gone. I think so. Actually, I don't know why I said I think so. Yes, you can. I think because I think the first R-rated movie I ever was seen in theaters was Speed, I think. And I don't even know if I was 10 yet. Actually, I can tell you what, because that came out in 93. Yeah, so I was like 9. I think it was 93. It's probably still one of my favorite movie-going memories, actually. Speed is one of my favorite action movies. Probably that and Die Hard are probably my top two. And I knew nothing about this movie going in. I don't think I even knew that it was at a birthday party. I don't think I knew we were going to go see a movie. And I love movies. So they were like, oh shit, we're going to a movie? That's cool. And then they're like, we're gonna go see Speed, and I'm like, what's Speed? Because I hadn't seen any commercials for it. And then we probably sat way too close to the theater, because when you're a kid, you think that's the way to go. And then yeah, I loved every second of it. And we were going home at the end of the night, like, Mom, Dad, I gotta tell you about this movie. I think that probably started my love of claustrophobic movies, like single setting movies, especially single setting thrillers. good shit. Panic Room. Even Die Hard a little bit. Another Hugh Jackman one, ironically, was Swordfish. It was the one that he did right after. It was like, I think his first movie after X-Men, when he was first blowing up, and Halle Berry is also in it. And my mom dropped me and my friend Callan off to see it, and I don't think we knew that it was R-rated at the time. So then we went up to buy it, and they wouldn't sell it to us. And if my mom had, if we knew that, my mom could have bought the tickets for us, and it probably would have been fine. But she couldn't get back to the theater fast enough, so it didn't end up happening. Turned away for our R-rated experience. I think that's the only time. Movie hype. Ink, 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 ink. Oh my god. Oh, that was close. Almost didn't put the cast shadow on the cargo pocket. That would have been embarrassing. Not having a cast shadow on a cargo pocket? I wouldn't allow it. Good. Nailed it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we passed the audition. Do we know who said that? Fun facts. Actually, I don't know who said it either. I know sort of who said it. Hey Blake. How are you? How are you? Continuing the Daredevil theme. Well, kind of. Because it was Punisher, but it was because of Daredevil. You know, whatever. We're drawing Daredevil. How are we doing? How's Term 2 treating you? You're no longer in the cave. To watch that first season of God Fantasy. Yes. I haven't watched the new season of Invincible yet. I'm doing the opposite. I'll do that when I finish catching up on Daredevil. Meredith, have we talked about Invincible? Have I told you about Invincible? Or maybe you've watched Invincible. Yeah. What is the new room? Is it with Cintiqs now? What is it you got over there now? XP tablets, okay. But you still draw on the screen, right? I remember Tom saying that he heard that they were moving away from Cintiqs. And it makes sense that they're just doing a different, like a brand switch. But I thought maybe they were just dropping the whole digital thing altogether, and I was like, what? No, why? Why would you do that? Alright, time for the spot blacks. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Holy god. It's okay, it's okay. Everything's fine, everything's cool. Why do you say that? Just because of like it gets a little cramped. I like the way they have it laid out. Like I feel like they was as efficient with that space as possible. But I can see it kind of feeling claustrophobic maybe after a while. Yeah, actually, yeah, I don't know why my mind didn't immediately go there, because that is a problem that I've had with it as well. Because usually, at least the first half of my classes are presentation. And I think sometimes people are a little shy about getting too close to people as well. So you try to spread out, but you can't really spread out without you can still see the screen. I had a bit of a vision during class yesterday though, where I was like, I wonder if we put, and I'm not going to ask this anytime soon because I'm probably not going to want to go to the effort after all the move and everything that's happened. But I wonder about putting, if it got like a second screen that like synced with the monitor, that was like on one of those pillars, so you could see from another vantage point. Yeah, I think it would solve the problem for sure. But then during work blocks, it's almost the opposite. I feel like having the everyone almost has like their own little nook to themselves, and that's pretty cool. Look how satisfyingly sharp the tip of that Sharpie is. That's like artist porn right there. So smooth. I'm referencing the show for this outfit, but I think it was based on a design that Frank Miller did, I think. I think he did like a... well, actually, no, it wouldn't... I think it was... what's Frank Miller? I think it was John Romita Jr., actually. But I think it was maybe written by Miller. But it was kind of like I think they did like a Daredevil Year One kind of deal. I think. Now I think about it, I actually think somewhere I have an issue of that run actually somewhere. I feel like it was given to me by somebody. Or it was like in a box of comics that somebody gave me or something. I can't remember. I think I somehow wound up with it, but it wasn't something that I had sought out. Only pop in for a bit, gotta work on some stuff. Well, thank you. Have a good night, Blake. Almost done, but I'm going to do a couple little touchy-uppy things. I think the sole of his boot here looks a little too dark. I'm getting into Converse territory. I'll put some specs there. We're going to put a little glare on his buckle. We're going to give him a scribble shadow. Patented outhouse scribble shadow. And where the hell did I put that? Gonna toss in a few extra little wrinkly highlights. Alright. Alright. I'm calling it. There we go. Time of life about 8:27. Okay. We're done. We'll give somebody a raid. But we are done for the night, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna do another one. I think it'll be kind of a cool one. I got some ideas. I'm gonna rough up his skin more. Exposed skin should not look so smooth on this character. Actually, you know what? Oh, taking it back. We're gonna split up his lip a little bit too. Give him a gash on his chin and also on his neck. There we go. Also here too. And also there. Why not? Cool. Look, wait, how about there? He's been hurt. Okay. Raid. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Who we got? Oh, there's a person doing a tiny sketch. That's kind of interesting. Let's raid them. I don't know if I've ever raided. Have I raided this person? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, cool. They're doing a character from Big Trouble in Little China. It's a deep cut. Why? Oh, well, okay. We can't raid that person. Apparently, they're not allowing it. Let's try. Who's this person? What are they doing? Pokemon. Why not? I think it's Pokemon. Don't tell them that I don't know for sure. That's being weird. Oh, there we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid.